Okay, we ready?
Oh,
Boone High School and our special WBTV Sports Homecoming pregame show. I'm Carson Duvall, joined by my partner on the desk, Trey Fuston, and the legendary Carter Hanna.
Thank you, Carson. It's a beautiful night here for some football in Central Indiana. This time of the year, you never know what kind of weather you might get. Carson, I must admit that I'm kind of glad we didn't do the broadcast last week at Frankfort.
Yeah, that's right. Our friends at Frankfort High School took care of last week's game, and they did a great job.
Joining us now is Carter Hanna. Carter is back to join us for this special show. What's up, Carter? Thanks for making the trip up from Terre Haute.
What's going on, guys? I'm really excited to be back with you and even more excited about our college game day style show right here on WBTV Sports. Once I heard about what you guys were doing, there wasn't a chance you could keep me away. But I got a question first. How on earth did you guys get this desk out here?
Yeah, it took us about an hour to get it through the first door. It took a lot of manpower to get it through.
Manpower.
I remember watching that the
How many
struggle.
manpower?
7 or 8 guys.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny watching it, especially when they noticed that they could push the door back a little farther, and it made it a whole lot easier getting out the door.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we have a great group of interviews lined up for you this evening.
We hear from past coaching legends like Coach Danny Pierce, Coach Rick Overfield, Coach Don Gray, and the legend himself, state champion coach Jeff Pearson. We'll even have a pre-recorded interview with Coach Pelly. We thought he might be a little busy for a live interview with tonight's game.
And we'll hear from past players like Troy Martin.
And what about past homecoming royalty like the 2007 homecoming queen and athletic trainer Jennifer Biesecker Alcorn and 2018 graduate Jet McClaskey.
And we can't forget about superfan Brad Wallace. Maybe we can get him to do his famous Hey Weebo cheer for today's show.
We also have a surprise guest, but Carson and Carter, I'm not good at keeping secrets. We're going to welcome both athletic directors to the show. We know they're both very busy before this game, but they will take a few minutes to speak with us a little later here in the show.
And we saved our biggest tease for last. The IHSAA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, will be joining us after we hear Coach Pelly's thoughts on this week's game. Good evening, everyone, and I'm here with the head coach of the Western Boone Stars, Mr. Pelly.
How you doing, bud?
Good, how are you?
I don't know. It's halftime, right?
Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on the season so far?
I've had a good start to the season. I mean, we came into this game 6-0, so we're trying to do anything and everything we can. We're still trying to move some pieces around. It never stops. So you deal with injuries, just trying to get our best kids on the field at the same time and trying to figure out that puzzle. And it's about time we need to start honing in on exactly where we need kids.
Yeah. What was the main focus during practice this week?
Attention to details. I think that's always the main focus, and just keeping a sense of urgency. It's easy when you when you win a few games to be complacent, and that's where you get in trouble, is being complacent and not paying attention to the details and what got you, to where you are. So we've been fortunate, won a few games. We got a few more tough ones to go, then into sectionals in a couple weeks.
How did the weather affect you last week?
It was wet.
Yeah.
It was wet. So I kept my feet dry, though, which was good.
Yeah.
I was proud. I was glad we played on Friday night. It limits you very much so offensively. It becomes a defensive game. The footing, we were on a grass field on Friday. The thought of washing white uniforms with grass stains and all that stuff, how's that going to come out? But we threw the ball 2 times. Last Friday night we were 2 of 2. Nobody punted in the game. So it was a very quick game. We had a running clock in the second half, and the rain had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, and was it different playing on grass than to our turf out here?
It is, just because the footing. It's not really the grass, just becomes wet and you start sliding. So it's tough to get footing for linemen, and everybody knows where the ball's going to go, right? So nobody's going to throw, and everybody knows that. So we threw the ball 2 more times than I thought we were going to throw it, and we only threw it twice.
Yeah.
So everybody knows you're going to try to run up the middle, and it just makes it really difficult for offenses to get the footing, but it's also tough on the defense too, just because the leverage game in football.
Yep. Well, thank you, Mr. Pelly, for coming out here.
Anytime.
Joining us now is IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. He's been leading the IHSAA for over 3 years now and has a background in education and coaching. Mr. Neidig, thank you for joining us.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here tonight, especially on this game day.
Yeah,
It's exciting
sir.
to be here, especially with the talent that we have here. Student athletes doing what they do on the field and at the broadcast table.
It's an
It's
exciting
awesome.
one.
Sir.
Yeah. Okay, so my first question for tonight is, what is your role at the IHSAA?
Yeah, my role is to be the commissioner, and so that is where I oversee the entire function of the association. And we're not-for-profit, we're a non-governmental entity, but our goal is to make sure that we ensure fair participation and opportunities for student athletes to grow in an education-based athletic system.
And for a follow-up question, what's your passion? What drives you day to day every day?
Oh yeah, what drives me every day to day is to see students do well in their community. You know, community matters, and Western Boone is a perfect example of that. You know, this place is going to get lit up here a little bit with fans.
Yes, it
and
is.
it's because
Yes,
people
sir.
who grew up out here still they want to be here. They want to be part of this community. And it's such a special time to put Weibo on your shirt or on your jersey and be able to do that for your 4 years that you're in high school. So providing those opportunities and protecting those opportunities is what drives me every day.
I totally agree.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And obviously, you are the commissioner, so you do oversee a lot of things that go on. And I just want to ask you, what role does the IHSAA play for student athletes statewide?
Well, again, it's that platform to grow and develop. I tell people all the time, I do not do what I do today without great coaches in my life and a community-based education system, an education before athletics. They allow me to see things that I needed to see to grow up and challenge me to do things I didn't know I could do, and also hold me accountable for things that I didn't want to be held accountable for at times. And so that allowed me to grow up in doing what I'm doing, and that's what I think is so important about an education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association. And you think about 160,000 student athletes every year are in a high school athletic program somewhere, getting an opportunity to grow and develop.
Absolutely.
So, did you play any sports in high school or college?
I did. Well, I was primarily a basketball player. Early on, I played a little football and track and field, but then I got into the gym and stayed there and went to work, and I played high school basketball at North Posey, a school very similar to Western Boone here. And then I went on to play university at Eastern Illinois University for 4 years, a long time ago.
That's good to hear. Kind of a follow-up question to what Carson just asked. With you obviously still being involved in the sports and stuff, do you ever miss being on the field or the court?
I do, but I get that back. I got to watch my kids play and grow, and I got to coach them a little bit along the way. I think the court has left me. I think those days are over. But being able to support, and now it's about my grandkids. My grandkids are starting to come up through, and I just attended a 5-year-old soccer game and a 5-year-old flag football game the other day. So we're ready to roll.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. And as you can see, we love doing this. We love coming out here and broadcasting for our fans and communities. And hundreds of schools across the state are now broadcasting their sporting events. And I just want to get your opinion on if you think that's important or not for the school, for the fans, just for everybody in that community.
Oh, I think it's huge. I think we've seen an education-based broadcast program grow in multiple places around the state. We have over 100 schools that are doing this now. And again, we can learn on the field, but we can learn doing this also. And anytime we give students an opportunity to learn that there's something that they're passionate about, that's what we want to be involved with.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Commissioner, for coming out
very
here.
much.
And we'll be back with Superintendent Brad Wallace after this quick message from the IHSAA.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go.
Oh, well, see ya.
Hurry up. You've got 5 minutes. We're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
If you've been coming to Western Boone football games over the years, you've no doubtedly heard the voice of Brad Wallace getting the fans fired up.
Joining us now is superfan Brad Wallace himself.
How's it going?
Good. Thank you for coming out here. And
no
my
problem.
first question is, people call you a super fan. Why are you so passionate about Western Boone football?
Well, it started back in 2008. My oldest son played here. Went on to play at Franklin College, and I couldn't yell then because he'd have been embarrassed. But after that, I kept coming to football games, and there just wasn't a whole lot of cheering going on. And so it's just something that got started, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's good to hear. And a follow-up question here is, tell us about your motorcycle and why you rode it to every game during the state championship run.
It just started out just because I always enjoyed to ride, and well, maybe I'm not the smartest guy in the world because I remember, I think it was North Puck game, it was -5 wind chill on the way home. So as I get older, we kind of gave that up a little bit, but it was just fun to do, and the kids liked it, and I mean, it worked 3 years in a row, so why not?
Yeah. Definitely a cool thing to see.
Absolutely. And Brad, you've been a huge Western Boone supporter for the last couple of years, and I just want to get your opinion and some of the memories of your favorite Western Boone football game in history.
It has to be the state title game where Josiah kicked the game-winning field goal.
It's a great pick.
It's funny you asked that because Hunter just called me today to see how I was doing and everything, so that's a good question to ask. So that one in Tri-West a few weeks ago was a pretty good game.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Great game.
Great game there a few weeks ago.
And one last thing, this will be my last year.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. My girlfriend's son plays at Lafayette Jeff, and he's going to be a senior next year, so I'm going to be going to all those games. But I'll be coming back, years after that. But absolutely, I had to have somebody fill in next year.
We do understand.
We understand. We wish you luck onto that journey with your girlfriend and her kid.
Thank you.
No problem, sir.
Absolutely. Brad, thank you for joining. I just want to ask you one last question before we go. Can you give us the origin story of this cheer?
So, there's not really one. It was a way to get the crowd and the players. I mean, because the crowd on the other side of the field can hear me, so I know the players can hear me. And just the way it started at an away game, I believe. As far as the first downs and stuff goes, the Hey Weibo fans. That was just a way to get everybody pumped up, and the kids can feel that energy and play off of it.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about.
Well, thanks, Brad, for joining us. And WBTV Sports not only brings you all the football games, but we also do a lot of other productions throughout the year.
One of the latest projects has been a Meet the Teacher segment where we get to know some of our staff a little bit better.
Coach Burke is a coach for the football team and is our strength and conditioning coach here at the high school. He's the focus of this week's Meet the Teacher Spotlight.
I am Coach Burke. I am the strength and conditioning coach here at Western Boone High School. I also am assistant for football, and then I'm the head track coach in the spring. My mom and dad, I'm blessed to have some awesome parents. One of three, so I have two older brothers. I'm the youngest. My oldest brother has two little boys. So I have an uncle to two nephews, and then a lovely wife. And I just had a baby boy 5 months ago, baby Bo. So fun fact, I actually learned and took drum lessons. I love playing the drums. Like, I'm always having to do stuff with my hands. I used to play the drums. I love playing the drums. My brother was actually a guitarist, so we had a little band back in like 5th, 6th grade. So he was really good. I was terrible, but loved playing the drums back in the day. Great question. Oh, I know I'd be terrible at this. As soon as I get a lot of money, I guarantee I'd just spend it all, but definitely pay off my debts first, take care of my family second. And I'd probably go on about a 2-month hiatus, just anything I want, just splurging, buying some Lamborghinis or buying some drum sets, whatever it is. But yeah, no, I would definitely spend that money rather quickly. Food I love food. I can sit here and talk all day about food, but Gotta eat your protein. No, number one, gotta eat your protein. But eggs in the morning, I put mustard on my eggs. Some people think that's really weird and disgusting. Love mustard on eggs. One random one is A1 steak sauce on mac and cheese. If you haven't tried that, you gotta try it. It's absolutely phenomenal. So younger self and also currently, so don't use this against me, please. But I hate feet. I absolutely hate feet. I wanted to be an athletic trainer because I wanted to take care of athletes and be able to, diagnose an injury. But I'm like, nope. Once those shoes come off, I'm out. So don't like feet, but also hate spiders. I'm talking like every meter within 1 meter of you at all times is a spider. The little ones are the worst. The big ones, obviously, you can see them. I can hopefully get it with a baseball bat or whatever. But my wife usually makes fun of me at home because I'll be like, there's a spider. Will you kill it? But so that's a younger self scared, but also currently scared.
Coach Burke does a great job for us every week on the sideline, but he wasn't always on the sideline. We have so many great coaches that made Western Boone the great program that is now.
We're joined now by two longtime coaches and teachers, Mr. Don Gray and Mr. Danny Pierce.
Coach Gray and Coach Pearson have both retired from Western Boone, but they're still active in our community. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh, glad to be here.
Good to be here.
So, the first question I have for you tonight, what is your favorite memory from coaching football?
Well, going to the state in '98 and just all the championship runs we had. But the most outstanding memory is playing Evansville when they had to come up here, and they left down there. It was in the mid-30s. They got up here, and we were having a blizzard. And it was on a Saturday, and they had to clean the field off, and it wasn't turf back then.
Yeah.
It was still the grass. And they showed up in windbreakers.
Oh.
And our fans are sitting over here dressed for winter weather, and they were glad to get out when the game was over. We won that one.
That's good to hear.
There you go.
I had a situation where we had planned ahead a little bit on Delphi. Delphi was playing awfully well, and so we had scouted them like 3 weeks in a row and in preparation for them, and we ended up winning that game. And then the things that we did before they got to the state, talked about this and that, and when it come down to getting to the state, it takes some talent, but it also takes a little bit of luck. And I remember, I think it was Woodland. We threw that one hopper over the side and act like, it was an incomplete pass to the official, and then we took off. And just little things like that you kind of remember. And then getting to the state, going inside and seeing the facilities and being in there, it was a great atmosphere.
And that was back at the Hoosier Dome.
Right.
Hoosier Dome. Hey, now. So obviously it's great to hear your guys' experience from, going to state, seeing that level of competition and that talent on the other side. But these boys out here working their tails off, obviously they're having a great run. What is it, 4-0, 5-0?
6-0.
6-0. Wow, even more impressive. No, they're having a great year this year, and you guys obviously know how to make it to that level of competition. And I just wanted to know, what do you guys think the key factors that contribute to a team making it all the way?
Well, Coach Pelly has said this ever since he came to Western Boone. They have to buy into the program. And everybody does when they come out for football. And he has great numbers. I know I've talked to Coach when I come in and sub once in a while. He has trouble finding JV games. Some schools don't have the numbers. He does. And with them winning, second half running clock, the second and third units are getting a lot of playing time, game experience, and that helps so much. And he's able to rest his guys as you get down towards the end of the season.
I think what Jeff did in getting a youth program going and getting it started, and as it progressed and went through, they were successful. Well, when the varsity does what they do, those kids want to do what they're doing. Absolutely. And becomes an expectation to them. And so when you get that, as you get that feeling going, and then our inner thoughts are this: we're not getting beat, and it tends to breed success. And we go, well, Coach Pelly now is 3 in a row, and so those kids expect, we're going to do well,
Right. Yeah.
So.
That's really good to hear.
And one other thing, too, is the weight program that Coach Burke runs for all sports. For all sports, big contributor to that.
Burke really is a great coach. And then one last question here for Danny Pearson is, do you miss coaching?
Well, I'm still in it.
Oh.
I took
So
my early
yes.
retirement. I've been at Western Boone for 35 years. I graduated from here. We're the first class to graduate, and now I'm at Crawfordsville, and I'm coaching basketball and football over there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still going.
That's good to hear.
But I've got another probably 4 or 5 years, and then I'll be done.
That's good. That's good.
I'm still coaching golf here for the junior high at Western Boone, and involved in that. So.
That's great. That's really good to hear.
Well, thank you guys for coming out here. And we have been celebrating homecoming all week here at Western Boone.
There have been so many fun activities from dress-up days. And Carter, something I know you would have been good at, lunch karaoke.
We also had a pep session earlier today, and Chloe brings us some of the sights and sounds from today's pep session.
After this quick break, we're going to talk to royalty with 2008 graduate and homecoming queen Jennifer Alcorn and 2019 graduate and homecoming queen Jet McClaskey. We'll be right back.
Micah, your question is.
Joining us now is Jennifer and Jet. Thanks for joining us, guys.
So the first question I have is, do you have a game that you remember like it was yesterday?
You can go first, yeah. For me, I actually do not. I would have to say the entire season is something that really stands out to me. It's a very nostalgic thing from the guys starting in the weight room. They're hitting the weights, they're doing 2-a-days, and then the next thing you know, they're in the heat of the summer trying to practice, and then it all leads up to a night under the lights. So for me, it's the whole entire season that really becomes something nostalgic that I like to look back on.
I would have to say, the state game in 2018. So I was a cheerleader. That whole season we were 15-0. I have a whole scrapbook of it, and I remember going to Lucas Oil and being under the lights and the energy against Eastbrook, and it was just absolutely epic. So I would have to say the state game for sure.
State game was a good one. For a follow-up question, what have you guys been up to since graduating from Weibo?
Okay.
You're good.
I would have to say quite a bit. It's been a little bit longer, I think, than you. I went to Ball State, and after graduating, I worked for the Indiana Beef Cattle Association and was recruited by National FFA for their program management role for career development events and leadership development events, and have since gotten married and work on our family farm and raise our 4 children.
That's really good to hear.
You went to Ball State? Chirp, chirp. I graduated from there. So I was in Delta Zeta. I majored in special education. I was the sweetheart for a fraternity there. Now I teach special education on the south side of Muncie. So I went to school there. I stayed there. My boyfriend and I have a house out in the country. We have a dog, and I stay pretty busy with teaching, and I also work at the winery in Muncie too. So very less stressful job than teaching. So.
It's really awesome to hear.
I want to ask you guys to maybe turn back the clock a little bit and tell us what it was like being a part of, the homecoming court and being a part of the community and with your classmates and everybody around the football team.
Go ahead.
Okay. It was just something to remember. So, like I said, I graduated in 2019. So like 5 years ago, 6, really not that long ago. Just the community is great. So I have yet to experience anything like it. My friends and I'm still really close with them. The football players, my gal pals, we still reminisce. I have lots of scrapbooks from my high school days. So it just meant a lot being here, growing up here, and still continuing to see familiar faces whenever I come home.
I would have to concur. Being in a rural community for me has just been leaps and bounds amazing. really been nice to have that sense of community, like going through life and just knowing that the people that you grew up with, like they really did care for you and you care for them just as much and hope everybody's well. I would have to say the homecoming in 2007 is probably a little bit different, but as far as that goes, it was awesome. Growing up in a family that just really loved football, specifically Purdue football, and attending all those games and tailgates, and then being able to be under the lights helping as a student athletic trainer, and then being homecoming queen. It was just a very well-rounded, full circle moment, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm really excited for you guys and glad you guys, graduated and are succeeding in life. That's so awesome to hear. We heard from Coach Gray and Coach Pierce earlier in the show, and we're excited to see Coach Pearson and Coach Overfield coming up soon. But first, we want to introduce a former player that makes all their coaches look good.
We're proud to welcome 1989 graduate and wide receiver from the 1988 state championship game, Troy Martin.
Woo!
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Thank you, Troy, for joining us. We'll be back with Mr. Charles and Mr. Dexter after this quick break.
Well, thank you for coming out tonight, Troy. My first question I want to ask is, do you have any games that you remember the most?
Yeah, probably was my senior year. We was in regionals at Manchester. It was kind of a cold and rainy night, but it probably had one of my best games of the season in my career. Actually, it was when I scored 5 touchdowns in that game, so it was a pretty memorable game.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
For a follow-up question, how does it feel being back here and seeing how big the football has grown?
It's crazy. I mean, the field is just really nice. And looking at the team, there's roughly 80 kids out there.
Yeah.
Back when I played, there was roughly 36 of us. So it's great to see that the program's built up so good.
Mm-hmm, it really is.
Absolutely. And, looking back, your experience in football here at Western Boone, how has that shaped your life and how you live today?
So I am a big believer in sports, and especially team sports. It builds characters for your, and then when you get out there in the workforce, you're in the trenches. So, you work better as a team. It's made me a better leader in my job now. And I always like to get employees in there that's been athletes as well, too.
And what kind of coach was Coach Pearson?
Coach was great. He was new. He was pretty young back in those days, and it was like 3 or 4 years into it. So he'd get pretty fired up with us, but he was a great coach. He gave me and the quarterback quite a bit of freedom to where we could change plays at the line. So it was good.
Yeah,
that's good. I just got to ask, do you ever miss football?
Oh, yeah, every day, especially Friday night football. It doesn't get better than this here.
You're not wrong.
I mean, played a little college football, but that was on a Saturday and it's not nearly as fun. So Friday night football is great.
Yeah. It is a one-of-kind experience.
Definitely. And earlier, we heard you talk about that game, with the 5 touchdowns. And first of all, very impressive.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. Not easy. But would you say that that's your biggest achievement? Tell us more about, some of the things that you did back in your heyday.
I'd say the biggest achievement, was winning a state championship. That was the whole thing back then, So even the, scoring 5 touchdowns is an individual thing, but winning a state championship is a team thing. So I would say a state championship was my biggest, high school type achievement, Nowadays, I've got 2 kids and grandkids and stuff like that, so that's my biggest achievement now.
That's great to hear, man.
Well, thank you for joining us, Troy, and we'll be back with Mr. Charles and Mr. Dexter after this quick break.
2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Excited to welcome to the show Mr. Charles. He is the Southmont Athletic Director.
And he's joined by Western Boone's AD, Mr. Dexter.
Well, thank you both for joining us tonight. And my first question is, how long have you both been athletic directors?
Well, here at Western Boone, I've been the AD for 8 years. Before that, I had a couple years up in the Fort Wayne area. So this is my 10th year as an AD.
Yep. I was at Clinton Central for 2 years, and this is my 13th year now at Southmont.
My question for you two is, how important are athletics to a student's success in school?
Well, I think it's extremely valuable. It's kind of a vessel to learning life skills such as time management and just, being able to have the necessary skills to be successful and add value to the community. So, athletics goes hand in hand with those things, I think.
I totally agree.
Yep. The time management, in life you're going to have to be able to manage your time, and I think when you're in athletics and you're doing your academics, it takes a lot to do that and working hand to hand, so it's those skills that are very, very important.
I agree. As an athlete myself, it's helped a lot in my career with school and everything else even.
Yeah. And you guys talked about those skills. What does it take to have a good partnership with not only each other, obviously Western Boone and Southmont, but other schools, that we might face off against?
Well, I think communication is always key. I think as ADs we have great communication amongst kind of the schools in the area that work together. And then I know you guys as student athletes, have a lot of friends outside at other schools and, just carrying ourselves with sportsmanship and respect. And, when you get out in life, you're going to work with, this is a great example of this group. It's made up of, Montgomery County schools and Western Boone, and, we all work together and, for a common goal. So, I think it's great and, just extremely important to be able to have those relationships.
Yeah, the dynamics have changed. Like when we were in school, we didn't really like the other schools and talk to them, right? But I think with social media and how you guys communicate now, that you have so many more friends from other schools, and then the partnerships with your co-ops and things, I think that has helped as well. But we just even though we're competitors, we still get along really well, and we still a lot of ideas off of each other and to make it our own stuff to fit our school. So that's really nice, is the networking with the other schools and the other athletic directors.
Yep.
Absolutely. And guys, one last question, just for maybe a little preview of how tonight's matchup might go. Would you two be interested in a little arm wrestling match?
Well, I'm naturally a football player, but I'm actually more of a runner, so I'm not for sure my strength would be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm a runner as well, running marathons and such. But I'm scrappy. But I don't know. I think we'll probably let them decide it on the field tonight.
All right. And thank you guys once again for joining us. You guys have been awesome. We'll be back with the stars of the show, Coach Pearson and Coach Overfield, after this.
Since 1901, Home National Bank has been part of our community. Through the years, Home National Bank has strived to meet all financial needs of their customers. Home National Bank has 2 convenient locations in Thorntown and Lebanon.
The MacDonald Realty Group is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Give Matt and the rest of his Talk to Tucker team a call for all your real estate needs. Proudly serving all of Central Indiana with offices in Zionsville. Go with the experienced team. Go with the MacDonald Realty Group.
The Lakeside Book Company is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports and all things Western Boone. The Lakeside Book Company is the largest book printing, binding, and distribution company in North America. Books are their passion, just like our student athletes have a passion for building tomorrow's team.
Final guest of the evening is longtime coaches Rick Overfield and Jeff Pearson.
Coach Overfield coached for 18 years, while Coach Pearson was the head coach for 25 years, winning 1 state championship and notching a state runner-up title.
We're both excited. We're all 3 excited to have both of you on the show, and we just want to ask you guys a couple of questions.
So my first question is, what is your most memorable moment from your coaching career?
Well, I think probably, winning the state championship. The first win of my career was fun because that was a forfeit win.
Oh,
and,
there you go.
But,
that says something.
We didn't win a game that season. Yeah, we didn't win a game that first season, but we turned the program around, and you just interviewed Troy. He was the first Indiana All-Star football player here at Western Boone. I mean, he was a good one, and he won a lot of ball games for us.
Oh, I bet. How does it feel being back in your old stomping grounds?
Well, I live pretty close here. I've had several other teaching adventures since Western Boone, and it's always good to be here. We've been in the community as long as for over 40 years, and to see the community grow and develop. And from when I started, the school had only been here 4 or 5 years. And the consolidation between Wells and Thorntown was still pretty new, and you could feel that.
Yeah.
And to see how it's grown to where we are today has been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And, to very experienced coaches, I just want to get your guys' thoughts on, what it takes to be a successful football team, and how you guys implement, that winning mindset, and just some advice that you guys could give to these coaches and these boys as they, obviously go try and go all the way.
Well, it starts with a good coaching staff, and the boys have got to respect that. I know this group and the previous groups, and they put a lot of work in the off season in the weight room, and that pays dividends for them. I'm not going to give Coach Pelly any advice because he's got 3 state championships. I've only got 1.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. Hard to beat there.
I'd like to add that something that I've observed, I know Coach Pelly and I've coached with Coach Pearson, things that I see that they have in common is that they both have a good staff that they've put in place, and they have trusted them to do their jobs, and they set high expectations. They're good communicators. Coach Pearson, I always thought, was wise beyond his years when he started coaching, and trusted the other coaches like myself to do our jobs. And when we didn't, we'd get the Pearson look. Didn't have to say anything, and you knew you better go fix something. But it starts with communication and the family that you develop with the other coaches and the kids and their families.
Absolutely. And once again, thank you guys for both coming out and, sharing all your memories and sharing some words of wisdom. Guys, I think it's time for me to step aside and hand it over to my good friends, Carson and Trey, because Folks, we've got a football game to play.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's good to meet you.
Thanks.
Good
This
hearing
was
what
a lot
you
of
guys
fun.
have
You
to
guys
say.
did a great job with this.
Thank you.
Shively Cattle Company has been raising quality Fraser beef and pork in Boone County since 2018. Shively Cattle Company is located at the Co-op Station across from Titus Bakery at 817 West South Street in Lebanon. Sales are on the first and third Friday of each month from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Follow them on Facebook for monthly specials and pricing. They also offer delivery within Boone County if you're unable to make it on Fridays. That's the Shively Cattle Company.
Cast is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact
Welcome back, everyone, and we are finally ready for some football. Tonight, we have the Southmont Mounties traveling to Thorntown to face the 5th-ranked team in 2A, the Western Boone Stars.
The Mounties head into this game with a record of 3-3, with Southmont's wins coming over Fountain Central, Frankfort, and Crawfordsville, winning those games with ease with a score of 23 or more.
The Mounties kind of had a slow start to the season, losing 2 of their first 3 games, and one of those losses coming from North Montgomery in overtime. But they have bounced back, winning 2 of their last 3, and the only loss coming from a tough Danville team.
Avery Stadler, junior running back for the Mounties, led the game with 86 yards and one touchdown in their loss. Stadler leads the conference in total touchdowns with 12 on the season, with Mason Gimmick being right behind him with 11.
Stadler has really been that go-to guy for this offense with 573 yards on the season. Tonight, the players to watch out for the Southmont team is definitely Stadler and also backup Cale Chad. He has 344 yards this season and 2 touchdowns. I would not be surprised if you see him a couple times tonight.
Also, you can't leave out wide receiver Aaron McMasters. Either he's a great receiver option for quarterback Heath Tolliver, and McMasters almost has half of Tolliver's yards.
Now, McMasters is going to be the guy the Stars are going to have to watch out for tonight. Now, onto this Mounties defense. They have been solid in some games this year, shutting out Frankfort and holding Fountain Central and Crawfordsville under 14.
The big game changer for this defense has been linebacker Dylan Howell. He has 59 tackles on the season, which is second in the conference, and he has 1 interception.
This is a tough Mounties defense, and the Stars are going to have to figure out a way to work around it. Now, for the Western Boone Stars, undefeated with a 6-0 record in first and Sagamore Conference.
The Stars last week traveled to Frankfort, winning 35-0, with Mason Amick having 154 yards and a touchdown. Amick leads the conference in rushing yards and has really been the workhorse for the Stars offense this year.
Now, you can't forget about wide receiver Marcus Fortner, who has 312 yards and 5 touchdowns for the season.
Fortner has been a great receiver for Brandon Potter this year, who has 688 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Potter has really developed a lot this year. Beginning of the season, he threw 3 interceptions and had a fumble, but has really worked through it and have not thrown one since week 2.
The Stars' defense has been more than good this season, having 3 shutouts and have held every opponent to under 17 points this year.
Now, I really like watching this defense this year for the Stars, especially the playmakers we have with Blake Watson, Xander Venus, and both Luke and Levi Atkins. Levi Atkins is a freshman starting varsity, which you do not see too often in high school football. And not just that, but he leads the conference in sacks with 5 sacks.
Yeah, Levi has been a great addition to this defense, and also Blake Watson, who transferred here and has made an immediate impact, having 43 total tackles so far.
And now, as we're getting ready for the game, this is going to be a great game tonight with 2 tough teams going head-to-head. Now, both team captains from each team are out onto the field right now with the coin toss.
Big game here tonight for both teams, as this is Western Boone Stars' homecoming game, and Mounting's coming out here hoping to upset the Stars on the homecoming night.
Yeah, and I mean, the Mounties have to have a chip on their shoulder. Them being a homecoming game, that's a pretty big deal.
I agree, and even with last year, them having a lot of success last season, last year the Stars did beat the Mounties, but the Mounties ended up making it all the way to semi-state in the 2A division, while the Stars themselves fell in the first round of sectionals to Northmont last year.
Yeah, that was a tough game to watch last year. They lost to North Montgomery 2 times that season, one in the regular season at North Montgomery, then even North Montgomery coming here and beating the Stars at their own turf in sectionals.
Yeah, but the Stars did get their get back earlier this season with beating the Chargers with relatively ease for the most part.
And now we get ready for kickoff. And the Stars are going to receive it first.
We don't have Who is that?
The Mounties with the kickoff. Dylan Sheets is going to get it. He's going to get a couple of receivers. He's going to go upfield. He's going to have room to work. Going up the sideline, beating the kicker, and he is going to go all the way. The Western Boone Stars get a touchdown on the first play of the game. Now, that's something we were not expecting. That you can't ask for a better start of the game than that.
What a play there by Sheets, receiving the kickoff return there and finding room upfield immediately, just running past all the Mounties kickoff there and not even being touched, starting this game off strong, making it 6-0 with only 10 seconds being used so far.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for a better start from that. Dylan Sheets, I mean, he's been a good playmaker for the special teams for the Stars, and that's just a great play by him. He showing off his speed there.
I agree. That was a great start here for the Stars so far. Now they're lining up for a 2-point conversion here, it looks like.
And it looks like it's kind of a trick play here. They got to – and it looks like they're going to run it in themselves. No, they're going to pitch it out, and it is going to be good. They pitch it back out to Mason Amick there. Little weird setup there. It almost looked like the Indianapolis Colts a couple of years ago, or almost a decade ago, where they all of them lined up on one side, and they only had the center and the quarterback. That's what it looked like here, and they were able to get it.
I was just about to say the same thing. That looked like something the Colts did back a while ago, and it didn't work for them, but here the Stars lining up in something similar, and it worked out really well for them, getting the 2-point conversion here, making the game 8-0 so far with an amazing start for the Stars, and Mounties hoping to have a great start of their own.
I mean, as you guys can hear, Brad's getting the fans hyped up now, using his famous Hey Weibo chant after this great start. I mean, there's nothing more you can ask for this Western Boone special teams.
Oh, I agree. I bet he feels great after that touchdown right off the bat there.
Now, after that quick play, I mean, the Mounties are going to get it on offense. I mean, only 11 seconds have been used up so far in this game.
Stars looking to make a big impact here just in this game as it's their homecoming game. They want to put on a show for the fans here, as we have tons of them here with interviews happening early on in the game, and everyone's ready to watch this game as it goes down.
Yeah, it seems like the Stars, going for that 2-point conversion, really want to leave a mark on tonight. I mean, homecoming game, you want to make it memorable. And, like, even for us, we're making history right now. We have our anchor desk out on the field. That's something that's we've never done before.
First time thing here, and it was great, amazing to do.
Now, Marco with the kickoff. They're going to get it around the 18-yard line. He's going to have space upfield.
Looked like C.J. Nugent there with the return just for a few yards. He is a junior, and Mounties here with the ball now.
Now, this Mounties offense is going to have to do something here. After that really good special teams play there, I mean, they're going to have to do something to catch back up.
I agree. Mounties really looking to hopefully score here fast, just like the Stars did with the very first play of the game. But this Stars defense is really tough, as we said, with people like Blake Wasson and Levi Atkins and Xander Venus.
Ball is on the 30-yard line. They are going to pitch it back to Stadler, and he is going to gain about 3 there.
Stadler there with a good little run up the side of the field, and Stars defense not allowing for too much to happen there on the outside.
Yeah, and I feel like that's going to be a name we're going to say a lot. Stadler has really been the guy for the Southmont offense. He has 573 yards on the season, 12 touchdowns, and he's first in the conference for touchdowns. And he has 103 carries on the season, which is that's a lot for high school.
Like you said, Stadler's going to be a big name we're going to hear a lot here for the Mounties as they look at him a lot in these games.
2nd and 7 for the Mounties. He's going to hand it off again to Stadler up the left side.
Stadler on the run.
And it is going to be around the 43-yard line.
Stadler there receiving the handoff, running the ball up the middle for a gain of a few yards there, making it 3rd and 3.
Southmont's offense so far doing a good job getting a couple yards. I mean, 3 yards each play so far. I mean, that's not bad to start the game. They're going to hand it off again to Stadler. It's going to be close to the first down marker. He's going to break away. He's going to have room to run, breaking so many tackles, but he is going to get tripped up.
Stadler on the run for the first down.
Stadler there breaking a whole bunch of tackles. I thought he was going to get stuffed up around the first down marker, and he broke a lot of tackles there. And let's take a look at this replay. And he would have had a touchdown there, but he does trip around the 30-yard line.
Stadler doing a real good job there, not being brought down by the Stars defense, and almost broke free for a touchdown there, but ended up being tripped up by what looked like maybe his own teammate.
It's going to be a bad snap, and they are going to recover it. Stadler there with the recovery, but that is going to push him back a little bit.
Rough snap there for the Mounties. Stadler doing a good job getting his body over the ball and not allowing for the Stars to capitalize on that mistake there.
And that is going to push him back 8 yards. And that's after that big play, that's just a play you can't have happen is a bad snap.
Yeah, that's some unluck right there, especially after a big play with what Stadler just had, and then losing 8 yards right away. You're basically back to where you started with that play before.
The Mounties are in Western Boone territory after that big run. They're going to hand it off up the middle. No, they're not. He's going to keep him himself. That was quarterback Keith Tolliver. And Tolliver is really the dual threat quarterback. I mean, he has 562 yards in the air and 8 touchdowns, but he also has almost 200 yards on the ground.
Mounties there having Tolliver keeping himself, running it up the field for only about 2 yards there, and it's making it 3rd and 16 here for the Mounties.
Yeah, but that's something they're going to have to watch out for with the scrambles is Tolliver has 4 fumbles on the season while running it. So he's going to have to be able to keep the ball in his hands tonight if they want to win. He is going to look for the pass downfield. He has an open receiver. That was wide receiver Ian Snook. And that could have been a touchdown there, but a little overthrown.
Once again there, a play that could have really helped the Mounties out as it could have turned out a touchdown. Ian Snook there, the intended receiver, after the quarterback dropped back looking downfield, ended up being incomplete as the receiver just wasn't able to get under the ball in time and pull in the catch.
4th and 16, and they are going to punt it. Dylan Sheets back there. Again, he's going to take it. Using his speed. He is going to get tackled, though, but there are flags on the field.
Sheets there taking the return, trying to make something happen once again as he had that early touchdown on the kickoff return, but Mounty's doing a good job there, not allowing him to use his speed to make anything happen, but there was a flag thrown down on the play here.
Refs talking this one over, and it is going to be holding against the Stars, which is going to push them back.
A little bit of a mistake there made by the Stars here on that punt return with the holding call, now pushing them back against their own end zone, giving the Mounties a real good chance to capitalize here on this drive.
Yeah, they're really going to have to be careful on these next couple plays. This far backed up into your own end zone, you have a chance. This defense has a chance to get a safety or even make it a fourth down, and if they punt it, they're going to have good field position.
Stars hoping to make something happen and get upfield here fast so that the Mounties can't capitalize on the mistake that they just made there.
Ball is on the 7-yard line. Fortner's motion over. They're going to hand it off to Amick. He is going to break a couple tackles, getting around the 14-yard line. Good gain by him.
Amick there doing a good job taking the handoff and getting the Stars upfield there, pushing them away from their own end zone and getting them upfield.
It is going to be 2nd and 3 for the Stars. They're going to hand it off to Amick again. And he is going to be close to that first down marker. Might be 3rd and short.
Once again there, the Stars looking at Mason Amick with the run up the middle there. Amick getting a few yards there with about 4, making it 3rd and 3 here.
Yeah, it is going to be 3rd and short. And my guess is they're just going to run it up the middle. I mean, they've been good with that all season long. Why not? I mean, Mason Amick can get a couple yards at least.
I agree. What else would you do when you have a guy like Mason Amick in the backfield who can kind of do it all?
And they are going to hand it off to him. And that is going to be close. They are calling it a first down.
Amick there doing a good job getting the first down for the Stars. Amick pushing up field for a few extra yards. Ended up getting the first down there. And the Stars with a reset on downs here, hoping to get in the end zone once again.
I mean, Mason Amick, he's been having a historic season here for the Stars. 856 yards on the season and 11 touchdowns. And he's first in conference for rushing yards. I mean, that's a pretty big accomplishment by itself.
Amick's had himself a heck of a season so far, and it's just going to get better from here if he keeps going how he is.
And they are going to hand it off to him again, breaking a lot of tackles there, plowing through everyone to what it looks like the 27-yard line. Let's take a look at that replay. Mason Amick there just able to break all the tackles and get to the 27-yard line.
Amick doing a real good job there. I mean, like we've said multiple times, he's the guy that the Stars look for, and he's done a real good job so far here tonight.
New set of downs for the Stars. And they're going to hand it off again. But he is stopped this time. And he might have lost yards there. Or it's close. He is going to lose a yard. And he's going to bring up 3rd down.
Rough play there for the Stars as they ended up losing a yard. But this drive overall has been really good so far for the Stars as Amick's been getting that running game started for him.
Potter's going to take it himself, and he is going to get pushed for a couple more yards, but it's only going to be a short gain. They're going to get around the 30-yard line. It is going to be a first down. We have a little confusion out here with the first down markers. So bear with us. We're doing our best. We'll bring up a new set of downs. Potter in the shotgun with Amick behind him. He's going to look for that pass this time. He's going to get over field. He's going to get that to Leighton Yancey.
Yancey there getting open, and Potter just tossing it right over the D-line there. Yancey doing a good job catching the ball, turning upfield, trying to gain some extra yards. Ended up getting a few there for the Stars.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Stars doing a real good job on this offensive drive so far, pushing upfield, not allowing the Mounties to really do anything here on defense.
Potter in the shotgun formation again. He's going to look for a pass. He almost intercepted there by Micah Kiger, and that could have been bad. That almost could have been a pick 6 for Brandon Potter, and Kiger has had himself a really good season so far. 55 tackles, 6 TFLs, and 1 interception. He could have made it 2 there and even a pick 6.
Kiger, a senior for the Mounties, they're almost with a pick, with a chance if he was able to pull it in with a pick 6. Potter almost throwing another interception this season there.
3rd and long for the Stars, looking for the pass. So he's going to get it to Marcus Fortner. He's going to break a couple tackles. He's going to go upfield. He's going to have space, and he's going to be finally tackled. Let's take a look at that replay. Fortner there just able to use his speed and just break a lot of tackles. But that was great effort there by number 3, Colin Hall of the Mounties, using his speed to get up there and tackle Fortner.
Fortner doing a good job there, getting open. Potter with a real good pass right to Fortner's arms, and Fortner showing off his speed there a little bit. Run downfield almost for a touchdown, but Mounties doing a good job catching up to him there.
After that great play there, they are going to hand it off to Amick for a couple yards.
Amick once again being that guy that they're looking at mostly here with multiple runs already. And when the Stars get their run game established, they're usually a really dominant team, as shown in earlier games against like Tri-West and all that.
Yeah, we've seen that against Tri-West. They weren't, the first quarter, it was hard to get that running game established, but after halftime they were able to adjust and they started running the ball and they were able to win that game because of it. Fortner's going to hand it off to Amick, and he is going to fumble it, but he is going to recover it.
Amick on the play for Western Boone first down.
A little chaotic there. Potter was looking for that pass, but he ended up handing it off to Amick, and he gets a good yardage upfield, but then he fumbles it. But it bounces right back to into his hands, luckily, and they're able to retain the ball.
Amick there making it look like he did that on purpose, having the ball bounce off the ground and back up into his hands. Could have ended up badly there for the Stars, but Amick doing a good job staying over top of the ball, not allowing for the Mounties to recover there.
Potter is going to get it off to Fortner. Going up the right sideline. He's going to have room to work. And are they going to call it a touchdown? And they are! Western Boone touchdown for Marcus Fortner.
Fortner there doing a real good job tiptoeing up the sideline, not allowing the Mounties defenders to push him out of bounds, and ended up getting in the end zone once again here for the Stars, making this game 14-0 in just the first quarter with 2:58 remaining.
And that's Fortner's 6th touchdown of the year for him. Almost had one every game this year.
Fortner been a real big player here for the Stars all season, as we brought up earlier. And with him and Amick both back there for him, they're doing real well this season.
And they are doing this trick play again, as you can see. Quinn Westerfeld was lined up as quarterback, but now they're going to a regular kick. They knew Mounties were ready for it this time. And it is going to be good. A little bit of a bad snap there, but they were able to recover it and get the good PAT.
After that PAT, the Stars making it 15-0 here. Stars once again lining up in a trick play there, and then ended up just shifting back to the PAT and making it.
Yeah, after watching that replay again, Marcus Fortner is really showing off his speed there. He's been such a great wide receiver for this season. Stars up early, 15-0, 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. I mean, you can't ask for a better start.
You really can't. I mean, the Stars with 2 touchdowns in just the first quarter already. Sheets showing that he's really dangerous here tonight. Amick showing that they have that run game, and then Fortner doing a real good job getting open and making stuff happen for the Stars, which ended up leading to a touchdown once again.
I mean, yeah, scoring on both of the drives. One really not being a drive. It was a special teams play.
Yeah.
Kickoff at the start of the game, and Dylan Sheets was able to run through everyone and get it to the end zone.
Sheets is one of those guys who can be really dangerous if you let him get the confidence and get warmed up. He's another guy for the Stars offense who is really quick, really elusive, and just really good at evading defenders all over the field.
Yeah, it's really the whole team. Once they get the confidence they need, they're unstoppable. I mean, we've seen it in previous games. They're 6-0 in first in conference, and they're 6-0 for a reason.
I agree. And they've shown earlier in the season also that they can bounce back when they have rough plays or a rough drive. Is like in the Northmont game where they started up 21-0 and then ended up letting the Chargers come back, making it 21-14, and then pulling away in the second half.
Yeah, I remember calling that game, and I was a little surprised North Montgomery was able to score those first two touchdowns for them. I mean, 21-0, you would think they would put their heads down. No, they came out firing in the second quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns, making a close game going into halftime, but Stars were able to pull it away from it.
You got to give props to the Chargers, though, in that game, keeping their heads up for the whole game, basically, and doing a good job trying to stay in it, but Stars were just too much for them.
First play of the drive, they are going to hand it off the middle. That was running back Avery Stadler.
Stadler being a real big player here for the Mounties, as we've stated many times so far here in this broadcast. And Mounties still really looking to get it started with him on the run game. He's able to get a few yards every run, but nothing crazy so far here for the Mounties.
I mean, they had that big play with Stadler going for about 20 or 30 yards, but they weren't able to capitalize on it, and they ended up having to punt.
You are correct there. And then they had a big loss there also right after that play.
Yeah. They're going to hand it off again. He's going to lose the football, and that's going to bounce into the hands what it looks like to be Luke Atkins. And really, someone punched it right out of his hands, and he was able to grab it out of the air and get a couple yards. I mean, that's just something you can't have happen on offense.
Really rough drive there for the Mounties. Looked like the Mounties player with the ball just kind of tossed it to Luke Atkins there, and Atkins just being there, catching it and recovering the fumble. And now the Stars here with the ball once again with good field position with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Western Boone already in Mounties territory, and you can't ask for anything better this game. They've been almost nearly perfect. He's going to take it himself. It is going to be a bad pass, but they are going to rule it incomplete, and the refs are going to throw flags onto the field.
Potter there dropping back for the pass, looking for a receiver. Mounties defense doing a good job getting in the backfield and breaking the pass up. Potter there taking a pretty hard hit. And now there is a penalty on the field.
That looked like a little miscommunication out on the field. Maybe it was the offensive line, but Potter rolled out left, and he was met by 3 Mounties defenders. He couldn't really do anything about it. He was lucky he was able to throw it out.
The penalty here was on the Mounties, I believe.
And it is going to be a personal foul on the Mounties, which after that bad play, it is going to be first down.
Mounties once again having a little bit of a rough start there on this defensive drive, pushing the Stars upfield even more. And as they've shown, they're a really explosive offense so far here in this game, and Mounties there helping the Stars out, just giving them better chances to score.
Now, I have to bring this up again. That fumble by Luke Atkins that he grabbed, that was just a great play by him. I mean, he has 48 tackles on the season, and it's been a big factor for this Western Boone defense and how good they've been.
I agree. Atkins has been a real important role to that defense here for the Stars this year, as he's done a lot for them.
Potter's going to look for it, the pass. He's going to fire downfield to Fortner, and he is going to be open for the touchdown. Touchdown, Stars.
Fortner once again just getting open. Mounties defense struggling to slow him down, and in the end zone once again there for Fortner, getting the touchdown, making it 21-0 here with 1:56 still remaining in the first quarter.
I mean, a minute after scoring their second touchdown, they score another one. I mean, it's just been a good game from the Stars. Fortner with 2 touchdowns, 7 on the season. I mean, he's having a great night so far.
Fortner showing how dangerous he really can be and just doing a great job so far here this game, just getting open and making things happen.
And the Stars are going to line up regularly and kick the PAT. Both the last time, the first touchdown, they went for it and got the two-point conversion. And then the second touchdown, they acted like they were going to do it, but didn't end up doing it. But this third time, they did it the normal way. They kicked the PAT, was safe.
They did. And it worked out for them as it's now 22-0 here in this first quarter. And Stars having a heck of a game here so far, just doing a real good job everywhere on the defensive side, the offensive side, and even on the special teams with kick return, kickoff, and punt return as well.
And this Western Boone crowd is fired up. Brad Wallace, the main guy, doing his famous chant as he always does. And it's just a great feeling being here out on the field and not stuck up in the press box this game.
I agree. It's a lot cooler down here on the field as that press box can get really hot as there's no AC up there. And this is just a cool experience all around for Carson and I and just for the whole crew out here tonight.
Stars up 22-0 in the first quarter, 1:56 remaining. And, I mean, as I stated before, you can't ask for a better start. I mean, I've scored on all their drives, one on special teams. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, it's been nearly perfect for the Stars.
I mean, you're not wrong. Everything going right so far here for the Stars. I mean, basically scoring every time they've touched the ball. On the defensive side, the defense is doing everything they need to do, getting the ball back, and then scoring right after. Stars doing real good, and the Mounties really hoping to get something started here before this game starts to get ugly.
Now, they can't get too into their heads. This Mounties team is still a tough team no matter what. I mean, it was close last year, and I still have hope they can come back. And after I just say that, they have a good return going to the 30-yard line, starting from almost their own end zone. I mean, as I was saying, this is a good Mounties team. I mean, you can't underestimate them. Even being up 22-0, you never know. We saw it against North Montgomery. Up 21-0, and I don't know if the Stars got into their heads or something, but they let North Montgomery score 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, and it was close going into halftime. So you just never know. So just keep playing the game and how you're playing it. Keep playing a good game and see where that brings you.
Stars need to make sure that they stay confident and strong here throughout this whole first half. As Carson stated before, they allowed the Chargers to come back late in the first half, making it 21-14. They need to make sure they don't do the same here with the Mounties, as this Mounties team, it can be really dangerous.
On that play there, on the first play of the drive, Tolliver has a good pass, quick pass to the right side, and we were able to get a couple yards there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 3.
I mean, so far this game being really good here for the Western Boone Stars side. Just everything going right. The Mounties really hoping to get something started, and as we've said multiple times, they can be a really dangerous team if they can get something started here.
And they are going to call the play dead immediately. So this is going to be on offense, maybe a false start. So it is going to push him back about 5. And they are going to confirm it, a false start on the offense. And it is still going to be a 2nd down.
I just would like to say, as Carson said a few times already, it's really amazing being out here tonight on this field with this game, especially with it being homecoming. You know, this is a first time for us both, and this game's just going really well so far here tonight, and couldn't ask for a better night to do this.
Yeah, it really is, Trey. I mean, this is going to go down it's going to go down in history as one of the best homecoming games we've ever had.
I agree. I mean, this is just a 1 in a million thing that we didn't think we'd ever do, and it's just a really cool experience for Carson and I and the rest of the crew behind us, and everything going so smoothly. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better team, better broadcast or anything.
So after that false start, they are going to get the ball out quick, trying to get it to Colin Hall, but it is going to be a little bit overthrown, and he's not able to come down with it.
Hall, they're doing trying his best to get his hands around the ball, really extending himself in the air, trying to make that catch, but just wasn't able to bring it down there, making it 3rd and 8 here for the Mounties.
Yeah, 3rd and long here, almost into the first quarter. We got 49 seconds left. I mean, Mounties have a couple more plays left in this first quarter.
Mounties really hoping to make something happen here.
And they are going to call a timeout.
Mounties taking the timeout here. My guess would be to take some time, kind of reflect on what's happened so far here in this game, and I'm guessing the coach is talking to the players here, getting them ready to come out on this drive and get something going to get in that end zone, make this a game here again for the Mounties. They're really trying to make this a good game here tonight for both sides, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they got to talk things over. It's 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 8. I mean, they got to convert this if they want to stay in it. I mean, this is a big 3rd down conversion. I know it's early in the game, but I mean, every play counts. Even if it's in the first quarter, first play of the game, it was a touchdown. I mean, every play counts, and they got to make the most of it. So I think it was a good call, taking a timeout, talking things over. It's an important 3rd down conversion, so they got to get it here.
I agree. I mean, like Carson said, every play counts, especially in this game here where you're down 22-0 already in the first quarter. You need to try to score as fast as possible and as much as possible, and not giving the ball to the Stars, as they've shown they can score on almost every drive.
Tolliver going deep, almost intercepted by number 10, Quinn Westerfeld. And it is going to bring up 4th down. Now the question is, are they going to punt it? I mean, you almost need this drive here, but you're backed up into your own territory. I think they're going to punt it. I mean, they're backed up into their own territory, but they really needed to score on this drive, though.
They really did need to convert that 3rd down there, and even this 4th down. But it does look like they're going to end up punting it, which is probably the smart decision, as you cannot give the Stars such good field position up there, as they will score.
Yeah, now if this was Madden, I would have gone for that all day.
I agree. But that's something you can do in a video game compared to real life, where if that happens in a game, you can hit that pause button, quit, and come back to the game. This you can't. It's real life.
But they are going to punt it. It's going to get the Stars 35-yard line. They're going to let it bounce. And Stars going to have the ball in their own territory on the 35-yard line. They got 33 seconds left in the first quarter with a brand new set of downs.
Mounties defense need to make sure they lock down here and slow down the Stars' run game and pass game, keeping an eye on Fortner and even Sheets or Saunders. They've shown they can score fast, and with 33 seconds left, the Stars are definitely able to score here.
They are going to hand it off to Amick, plowing through defenders, breaking a couple tackles, and he is going to get to around the 41-yard line. And it looks like they're just going to let this quarter run through. I believe they are huddled up right now. You never know. Coach Pelly's kind of a wild card here. As you can see on that 2-point conversion, you never know what's going to come from this team.
You're not wrong. I mean, Pelly's always been a heck of a coach who can make things happen with normal plays or even special type of plays like we've seen earlier in this game. But kind of talking about with the end of the first quarter here, I mean, the Stars couldn't have asked for a better start in a game here, scoring 22 points just in the first quarter alone. Mounties having a little bit of a struggle getting anything started on the offensive side and the defensive side as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Stars really have dominated this first quarter. I mean, having a touchdown on special teams, that first play of the game, that's just a great start. And just really they played good throughout this first quarter. And me and Trey will be back after this quick break.
Welcome to the Wash and Dry North. Between our standard-size top-load washing machines and our large capacity washers, we have the capability to wash up to 79 loads of laundry at one time. I hope you never find yourself in the situation needing to wash 79 loads at once, but if you do, the Wash and Dry North has you covered. Our laundromats are cleaned daily, and all of our machines are sanitized daily. We have 2 locations in Lebanon, the Wash and Dry North, located at 2216 North Lebanon Street in the Northfield Shopping Center around the corner from the BMV. And the Indy Avenue Wash and Dry, located at 522 Indianapolis Avenue. The Wash and Dry North and the Indy Avenue Wash and Dry are open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. 365 days a year. Both of our laundromats are locally owned and operated. We are supporters of the Western Boone Stars. Good luck, Stars.
Thorntown New Beginnings Fellowship is a proud sponsor of WBTV Sports. Located at 120 South Powell Street in Thorntown, worship services start at 10:30 every Sunday. WBTV appreciates your support and for supporting our community. That's Thorntown New Beginnings Fellowship. We'll see you this Sunday at 10:30.
The Salvation Army is always there for our friends and neighbors of Boone County. You can help ring the bell this year by signing up at registertoring.com. Thank you for supporting the Kettles competition and the Battle of the Kettles Chili Edition. The Boone County Salvation Army helps countless families in our community, so make sure you support our friends at the Salvation Army.
With WBTV Sports, during that break, we had a couple plays from the Stars, one going up the middle, not getting much there. But that second one there, going to Leighton Yancey, and he's getting a couple yards, making a 4th and short, I believe. It's going to be 4th and 2, as it says on the scoreboard. And they are going to punt it. I mean, you don't want to risk it. You're up 22-0. You're in your own territory, which that's saying enough, so might as well punt it away.
I agree. In a game like this, you want to keep the score as big as a gap as possible. But there was a flag thrown here on this punt.
Yeah, back to that decision. I mean, you don't want to go for the 4th and 2 and then miss it. Like, in your own territory, up 22-0, that's going to give the Mounties good field position and even a good start to come back.
I agree. I mean, if you don't convert that 4th down there, you could give the chance for the Mounties to get some momentum going, maybe score on that drive, and then could completely change this game. Where like with the Chargers game, where they made a comeback late in the first half, the Stars just need to make sure to play smart with their special teams, as they can get the job done here as well.
So the Stars did call a timeout on that 4th and short, so they might go for it here. You never know what Coach Belly's going to do. He's usually the guy, if it's 5 yards below on 4th down, he's going to go for it. I mean, he's almost gone for every single one for this season, so we'll see what happens here.
It looks like they are going to be punting it away here.
You never know, though. They may fake it. As we
You're
saw on
not
that 2-point conversion, you never know. We'll see here. They are going to punt it. Good punt by Marco Velasquez. It is going to have a good roll here, helped by the wind. And it is going to be finally picked up. Marking the Mounties in their own 20-yard line. And, I mean, the Mounties are in the same position the Stars were a couple drives ago, backed up into their own end zone.
Marco there with a heck of a punt, putting the Mounties almost on their own 10-yard line here. And Mounties with a little bit of a rough field position here. Stars defense hoping to capitalize on that punt there and keep them here against their own end zone and hopefully get the ball back somewhere around here so they can score once again.
Yeah, I mean, even backed up, Avery Stadler, he's a great football player, so he can have a breakaway run like he did earlier, going for 20, 30 yards, which put him in great field position, so you just never know. They're going to toss it, going up the right sideline. He's going to have room to work. That was number 14, Dylan Howell, for the Mounties. Dylan Howell is usually a defensive player, and he's not just a defensive player, but he's a great defensive player for the Mounties. Having 59 tackles on the season, 4 TFLs, 1 sack, and an interception.
Howell there going in motion, taking the pitch, trying to make something happen there, trying to find a gap on the edge. Stars defense doing a good job shifting as a whole team, not allowing for any openings to be created and stopping the Mounties there on that run.
It is going to be first down. They're going to hand it off to Stadler immediately. Stars were ready. He was breaking a couple tackles there, but Xander Vitas came flying in and took him down.
Stadler there receiving the handoff, not really able to gain anything there. And so far the Mounties here having a rough start to this drive here as it's 2nd and 10 and really hoping to push themselves upfield and get away from their own end zone here.
As they talk the play over, let's look around the conference. Tri-West is up 28-0 over North Montgomery. And the other games, Frankfort and Danville, they play each other. There's no score for that. And Lebanon and Crawfordsville, there's also no score for that game as well. And it is going to be a blocked pass for the Mounties on 2nd down. And it is deflected by Xander Venus. And speaking of Xander Venus, he's been a great defender for the Stars. I mean, he has 43 tackles on the season and 8 TFLs.
Venus is one of those guys that the Stars defense really rely on. He does a lot for him here, and he's also a guy who's really young and will be here for a few more years for the Stars, and he's gonna be real dangerous as the years come.
Yeah, especially as he develops more and he come to his senior year, he's gonna be a beast on the field.
Oh, I agree.
Tolliver looking for the pass. He tries to get it to Dylan Howell, but it's gonna bounce off his hands. Then that was good coverage by number 6, Marco Velasquez, on that. But the refs are going to throw a flag on the play. And it is going to be pass interference on the Stars.
Stars, they're making a bit of a mistake with the pass interference, allowing for the Mounties to be pushed upfield here, away from their own end zone.
I mean, and that just gave them a first down. It was a big third down, 3rd and long. I mean, it looked like they weren't going to convert it and they were going to have to punt it, and the Stars were going to get good field position. But now, with that mistake, you give them a first down and you push them up all the way up to the 38-yard line.
Plays like that there could really help the Mounties gain some momentum here early on in this first half. Is there's still a decent amount of time left in the second quarter, and the Mounties are still looking to score and get up on the board themselves.
Tolliver under center, trying to hand it off to Stadler. Not gaining much there, maybe a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Stadler, they're taking the ball and trying to push up field for some yards there. Only being able to gain 1 there, making it 2nd and 9 here with 8:50 left in the second quarter.
2nd and 9 for the Mounties. As they head to the line, ball on the 40-yard line. He's going to look for the pass. He's going to get it out to Dylan Howell, and he's going to go backwards. I mean, and you can credit that play, Blake Watson. He was there immediately and was able to push him back and make it a loss. See, they tried to do a little pitch play there to Howell, but Blake Watson read that immediately and was able to get there.
Watson there doing a good job getting in the backfield, not allowing for anything for that pitch there to go anywhere, and stuffing the play right away there for the Mounties.
Now it's going to be a 3rd and 20 for the Mounties. They're going to get it off to Stadler, and he's going to get a couple, getting close to the original line of scrimmage, but obviously not able to get the first down, and it is going to bring up a fourth down for the Mounties.
One thing I can say here tonight so far for the Mounties is that Stadler there showing some real heart. I mean, he's been kind of the only one here on this Mounties offense able to get anything going, and he just keeps pushing, trying to keep the Mounties in this game as much as possible, and he's done a real good job just making something happen on every play he's touched the ball.
Yeah, and after that play, it was a good play, credit Stadler, but it is going to still be 4th and 13, and they are going to punt it away. Oh, good bounce there for the Star special team. It looked like it was going to roll past the 40-yard line even more, but it has a good bounce and bounces backwards for about 5 yards, giving the Stars another couple yards there.
Stars offense once again gaining some good field position here, and Stars looking to score here once again and make this game and pull away even more, as so far the Stars have had everything go right for them.
And, I mean, that's one thing about playing on turf. It's bouncy. I mean, we saw it on Mason Amick's fumble. It fell out of his hands, and it bounced right back to him. And on that play, you can't predict where this bounce is going to go. We played soccer on it, and we played football on it. You never know where it's going to bounce.
I agree. Sometimes that football is like a bouncy ball out there on these turf fields.
1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to Amick.
Big hit.
Big hit there. But he is going to get around the 50-yard line, almost into Mounties territory.
Amick there taking a big hit from the Mounties defense, but still doing a good job pushing upfield, gaining 5 yards there for the Stars offense, making it 2nd and 5.
6:40 remaining in this first half of play. Stars up 22-0, and they really have slowed down the second quarter. And that's, you can credit the Mounties defense for that, slowing them down a lot and having a good offensive drive. On that 2nd and 5, Amick able to get the first down, getting around 7 yards. going to about the 43-yard line, I believe.
Stars offense here, once again, doing a real good job here on this drive, just staying strong and just they keep pushing forward, not allowing for that Mounties defense to slow them down and gain any momentum here.
Brand new set it down for the Stars. Fortner's motioned over. They're going to hand it off to Jacob Smith. He's going to break a couple tackles, go for even more, and he is going to get slammed down hard, but he breaking a couple tackles there. He is going to get to around the 26-yard line.
Jacob Smith there doing a real good job taking that handoff and running upfield for a big gain and just kept running and with Mountie defenders wrapped around his hip. Almost real good play there by Smith overall. Just real big gain there.
Hey, there's really not much to talk about.
Yeah.
That was just a great play by
Yeah.
him. Fortner's motion over. They're going to hand it off to Amick this time. Bringing a couple defenders on him to gain a couple yards. Tackle was made by number 21.
Stars offense, another dangerous thing about them there is not only with Amick being their starting running back, but Jacob Smith being a really, really solid backup. Is he can do everything Mason Amick has, and he's just the backup for the Stars. So they have good depth on for their backups here as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we've really seen that for years now. Good running backs coming through Stars football program. 2nd 4. Potter looking for the pass. He's going to try to get it to Leighton Yancey, but it is going to be incomplete. And that's just one thing I love being on the field. I was able to see that right here, and we were about, 40 feet, 50 feet away. That was just so cool.
I agree with Carson there. I mean, it's amazing being out here on this field, so close to the action. You just feel like you're a part of the game, and like being able to see that play happen, it really gives you a good view on what's happening here tonight on this field.
3rd and 4, ball on the 21-yard line. Fortner's motion. They're going to toss it to him. We're going up the left sideline. He's going to have room to work, being shifty as usual and getting the first down and a little bit of more.
Fortner there doing a real good job, showing off his elusiveness and just getting around the Mounties defenders there, trying to gain more and more yards as he's going. Mounties ended up bringing him down there, doing a good job not allowing him to use his speed on the edge to get in the end zone for, I believe it would be a 3rd or 4th time.
Yeah, Stars enter the red zone now late in the 2nd quarter. About 4:25 remaining. And they're going to hand it off to Mason Amick, getting about 7 or 8 there, getting him real close to the end zone.
Amick there once again doing a real good job getting upfield, gaining yards for the Stars. He's been a real good player all year for the Stars offense, and he's just someone you can always look to when you can't get the pass game going or you just don't feel like passing the ball.
2nd and short for the Stars. Almost into their end zone. They're going to hand off to Amick, but he is going to be stopped immediately. Mounties knew what was coming.
Number 81 there, Jeremiah Arthur, doing a good job getting in the backfield and not allowing Amick to gain any big yards there.
Third and short here, and my guess is they're going to run it up the middle. I mean, we've seen this all year. We know Mason Amick can get a couple yards. No, Brandon Potter's going to take it himself, rolling out right, and he's going to get the touchdown for Marcus Fortner. His 3rd touchdown of the night. I mean, 3 touchdowns in a game in the first half. I mean, that you can't ask for better. I mean, that's just a great game by him so far.
I agree. I mean, Fortner having a heck of a game here tonight with 3 touchdowns in just the first half. And kind of how Carson stated earlier, being on this field, seeing that touchdown basically face-to-face here is a really cool experience, and it was really amazing just seeing that play happen there. I didn't even expect the touchdown to happen, as I thought they were just going to run it up the middle to get the first down there.
Yeah, my prediction was wrong there. I thought they were going to run it up the middle. I mean, they've done it every time, but they were able to get the pass off and get it to Fortner into the end zone.
Hey, you can't. Every prediction can't be right here. I mean, we're all off every now and then.
Hey, except 2 weeks ago, I correctly guessed every single game in the Sagamore Conference, even the upset win over Tri-West that Danville had.
Yeah, I mean, that Danville Tri-West game a few weeks ago was a really good one, as it went in overtime, and it was neck to neck the whole time till the Warriors ended up pulling away there.
And I believe Malachi Walden did come back for that game, right?
I believe so.
As he did come off injury. He did not play the Stars, and backup quarterback Jackson Sorgi came in and kept it close with Weibo. But, I mean, Western Boone obviously had the game-winning touchdown versus Tri-West that Marcus Fortner had. And, I mean, it was a great play. I mean, if you guys watched it, I mean, me and Trey were hyped.
Yeah, it was a great play by Marcus. And once again, at this game, he's just doing everything right. I mean, just finding a way to get open, to catch the ball, to turn upfield and get the touchdowns that have been scored here tonight, with 3 of them coming from Fortner himself. I mean, he's just one of those guys that you have to slow down if you want to stay in the game with the Stars.
I mean, yeah, that's as a defense going against the Stars, that's one of the first people you look at on this offense. I mean, of course, you have Mason Amick, who has been great this year, but also on the receiving threat is Marcus Fortner. He leads his team in yards and touchdowns in the air. I mean, he's just a great receiver.
I mean, I agree. I've always known that Marcus would be a stud of a player in high school. As when I played football myself, I had been on teams with him and played against him. And when I played against him, I hated it because we couldn't stop the kid. I mean, he's just so quick and athletic that there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I remember playing in second grade. Marcus was on my team. I mean, we handed it off to him every single time, and he was just so fast and good.
I remember those days where they were just giving Fortner the ball every play, and he would just make something happen every play. And all the other Weibo teams were just like, what do we do against this kid? Like, you can't stop him. He's too quick. No one can catch up.
And, I mean, that's one of the reasons why this team is so good is because of the youth program of the football teams they have in first and second grade and third grade too, where they just play against each other. I mean, that's really is what develops this team going into high school, and this is why they've been so good recently, winning 3 state championships back-to-back, 3 times in a row. I mean, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, that youth program has done a lot for the Stars, for their high school program, is you're getting those young guys and really helping them get a good understanding of the game of football before they come into high school, so that when they do, they can just build upon that and become a heck of a team, a heck of players, with guys like Marcus Fortner here tonight and Mason Amick, Potter being a real good quarterback for the Stars for the last 2-3 years. You got guys on the O-line like Wyatt Dickey. I mean, they just have a lot of studs out there this season and for the next ones coming.
Yeah, they have a lot of hope for the postseason for this year, but, I mean, they have one of the hardest opponents in their sectionals this year, Lafayette Central Catholic, ranked second in 2A right now, and they're in the same sectional, so they could pull each other first round, and that would be an amazing game to call for us.
It really would be. I mean, that's one of those games that you kind of want to happen, at least when you're Carson and I, because that's a game where it's just going to be probably back and forth the whole time, and we'll just have a lot of fun calling it. Those games are fun to do, like the Tri-West and Weibo game. When we called that, it was one of our best broadcasts and just one of the most fun nights that we've had together here so far this season.
Yeah, that Tri-West game was the best game I've ever called. I called a couple games last year doing color, and, I mean, that Tri-West game, I will always remember that. It was one of the best games I've ever watched.
I agree. I mean, it's this being my first year for the broadcast stuff. That Tri-West and Weibo game will always be one I remember even when I do graduate myself this year. It was just a good back-and-forth game, and there are a lot of good memories made for Carson and I because, you know, it's a lot of fun being up there in that press box together, calling these games and seeing what happens.
Yeah, and, I mean, that's why I want Weibo to go farther in the postseason so bad, is to call these games. I mean, I love broadcasting. I love doing play-by-play every Friday. I mean, I just love it all, and I want to be able to do it more and more and more, even going into November for the state championship games, the semi-state games, the regional games. I mean, I just want to be able to call every single one.
Yeah, I mean, we're really hoping for the Stars, and I believe that they will do really well in the postseason. They've always been a tough team and have always done well in the postseason, But being able to call games like semi-state and state would be amazing because, like, those are once-in-a-lifetime experiences that you can get, especially as 17, 18-year-olds here in high school.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're 17 years old, and we're doing this every Friday. I mean, it's a lot to ask for. And I mean, I love it. I love the stress. I love the prep. I just love everything about it.
Yeah, everything about it's just fun. Even when we have our games where we struggle, we'll still look at each other and just laugh when we might sound a little goofy on the mic just because we said something that we're like, why did we say that?
I know. Beginning of the season, it was rough for sure. I mean, we had a couple bad games, and we knew that, and we practiced more, and we got to know each other more, even more than we already did. I mean, and now I don't even know. It's just fun being out here.
It really is. Oh, wow.
We missed a lot of plays there. It's going to be a blocked pass on a 3rd and long.
Venus there breaking up that pass, not allowing the Mounties to get anything going on offense once again, making it 4th and 8. And then Maverick Krause there being there as well to pick up the ball. Ended up not being a fumble or anything there, but good to know that you have teammates to back you up when you make big plays like that happen.
Yeah, and after that play, it's going to bring up 4th and 8, and they're going to punt it again. They're back. They're in their own territory. It's 4th and long. You don't want to risk it.
Oh. Yeah, you don't want to give the Stars good field position as they've been explosive on offense all day and all night so far here. And Amick there almost getting his hands on that punt, at least from what it looked like from here on this view. I was like, oh, wow, he almost just got his hands on there. And that would have been crazy, especially with the game that the Stars have been having already here tonight.
I mean, and Mason Amick had a blocked punt versus Tri-West, which really led them to win that game, and it gave them good field position there. And, I mean, going back to that Tri-West game, best game I've ever watched.
I agree.
That game-winning touchdown, I keep on talking about it. I think about it day and night.
It was an amazing game, like, just overall from start to finish. And kind of reflecting on what you said, in games like this, every play counts. If you get that block, if Mason Amick would have had that block, that would have added even more momentum for the Stars. And now the Stars here with the ball again, with still 1:33 remaining in the first half alone, being up 29-0.
First play of the game, or first play of the drive, and they are going to target Leighton Yancey, who had been really targeted a lot this game. A couple on the first drive, and then just now, and it is incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yancey's one of those guys, if you can get him the ball and he can get the ball and get things going, he can be really dangerous.
Potter looking for the pass. He doesn't get it off the Fortner. It is going to be tripped up.
Potter's pass complete to Fortner. Brings up the Stars 3rd down.
It's going to bring up 3rd down. They are rushing to the ball as almost the end of the first half. I mean, that's why they're passing it. They want to score another touchdown going into halftime. Potter rolling out right. Looking for the pass downfield. High jump there by Marcus Fortner. He got pretty high up there in the field. I thought he was going to catch it.
Yeah.
But it is incomplete.
Fortner, they're really trying to make that catch there. Trying to get another highlight play. I mean, he's had them all night here so far. Couldn't get that one there down, but was a little bit of a high pass there by Potter. Mounties defense doing a good job locking down Fortner there, not allowing for him to make a big play there again.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 3 and out for the Stars. 4th and 6, I mean, no big deal. You're up 29-0. You're going to punt this ball away. Almost under a minute to go in this first half. And you're going to see what this Mounties offense can do with one final drive of this half.
I agree. I mean, that was the first rough drive there for the Stars all night. And it really wasn't even that rough. I mean, they were kind of just doing something a little bit different there with only passing it. And that's not something you see from the Stars a lot, as they've always been a run-heavy team.
And, I mean, yeah, this, like I was stating earlier, you can't doubt this Mounties team yet. I mean, after the first quarter, they've really adjusted, only letting the Stars score 1 touchdown. And, I mean, they let them score 3 in the first quarter and holding them to only 1 and having a good couple offensive drives in the second quarter, one being really long, almost about 7 or 8 minutes. I mean, this team is getting rolling, and you never know. They could still come back. It's 29-0. We've seen teams do it before. I mean, if this Stars offense can score 29 points in one half, who says the Mounties can't score 30 in the next half? You never know.
I agree. I mean, as people say, nothing's impossible. You can always make a comeback, especially if you keep striving to. I wouldn't count the Mounties out just yet. As I just said, anything's possible. Nothing's impossible. And if the Mounties can figure out how to get something started, they could put themselves back in this game.
Yeah, and you never know what the head coaches, Mounties, are going to say in the locker room. Is it going to be motivational? This could get this speech. There's going to be a speech at halftime.
Yeah.
There always is in every football game. And this could motivate the players, and they could come out strong in the second half and make it a closer game.
I agree. I mean, with games like this where the other team gets up big really early on, it usually makes for a rough night for the opposing team, but it also allows for the coach to really speak for himself as what he's seen and to try and motivate those players and maybe have a comeback be made. And then if you do that comeback, it's one of the greatest feelings you can have as a high school, not even just as a high schooler, but as a person, is something that you could always remember.
Yeah, and I mean, win or loss for either team, this is going to be a learning curve and lesson. I mean, you're getting close to sectional time. You're getting ready. Your sectional drawings are soon. I mean, these teams are already locked in for sectionals, being week 7. And it is going to be intercepted. They were backed up into their own end zone. And it might be a big 6. They are going to call it a touchdown. First play of the drive, backed up into their own end zone. Quarterback Heath Tolliver rolls out left and tries to pitch it out to avoid the safety, but he's going to throw the interception. And he threw it right into the hands of Levi Atkins, the freshman. As we were talking about earlier, I mean, he leads the conference in sacks with 5s and really been a big game changer for this defense. And he comes up with a pick 6.
Tolliver, they're doing a good job rolling out and avoiding the safety and ended up trying to pitch it upfield, but ended up not being the right thing to do there as Levi Atkins was right there, and he's a dangerous player for the Stars defense, and he caught it and ended up pushing upfield for a few extra yards to get in the end zone, making it 36-0 here for the Stars here so far.
And that was really just a boost for Levi Atkins. I mean, already great stats on the season. I mean, him and his brother, too. His brother is a senior, Luke Atkins. He's been playing football all 4 years of high school, and Levi has 2 in middle school. And coming in freshman year, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be tough getting on this varsity squad. And he's really worked through it during the summer weights and stuff, has worked for that starting spot. And that play right there proved why he should be starting on this Western Boone defense.
As Carson said, I mean, Levi Atkins, a freshman only, he's going to be a real big player in the future here for the Stars, as he's already done so much for them just as a freshman. And kind of looking at his brother Luke, I mean, he didn't start like Levi did. He didn't start right away, but now in his senior year, he's helped out so much for them.
Yeah, but that was also a tougher team last couple of years. I mean, 2018, 2019, 2020, we won 3 state championships. I mean, it's going to be hard to start varsity with those teams. I mean, you have state-winning championship teams and members who've won in 2020, like Cannon Bruins last year. He won one in 2020. He was starting his freshman year. And, I mean, going into senior season last year, I mean, he had a good year. I mean, it's hard to start over players like that.
I agree. I mean, when you win 3 state titles in a row, it helps individual players gain a lot of confidence, which makes them play even better as a team, which makes it more difficult for players to get the starting job, but it also helps push the whole team as a whole so that when you do need to bring in a backup guy or anything, they're just as good as that starter and can do everything that the starter has done.
I mean, and it really motivates the backups to do better, try harder in practice, try harder in games, be that guy to be able to have that starting spot years to come. When you're a freshman, you in this football program and how tough it is, you got to work all summer and all football practice and football season to be a starter your junior or senior year. And after that pick 6 there, they're going to kick it off, and it is going to roll into the end zone, going to mark them at the 20-yard line, and they just had to run up the middle, getting them about 3 yards there.
So far, a really good game here for the Stars. I mean, kind of everything going right. I mean, they've scored on almost every play. They've touched the ball, only having one iffy drive on offense. Every defensive drive being really well so far here tonight for the Stars.
And they are going to let the clock go down into halftime. In the first half of play, Stars up 36-0. I mean, it was 29 earlier, but Levi Atkins had that pick six late in the half, which put them up 7 more points. And after that great half of play, we'll be back after this break.
Shively Cattle Company has been raising quality freezer beef and pork in Boone County since 2018. Shively Cattle Company is located at the co-op station across Shively Cattle Company has been raising quality freezer beef and pork in Boone County since 2018. Shively Cattle Company is located at the co-op station across from Titus Bakery at 817 West South Street in Lebanon. Sales are on the first and third Friday of each month from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Follow them on Facebook for monthly specials and pricing. They also offer delivery within Boone County if you're unable to make it on Fridays. That's the Shively Cattle Company.
Cast is brought to you in part by Collins Equipment. Located in Thorntown, Collins Equipment specializes in high-quality used tractors, trucks, and equipment. You can reach Chris Collins at 317-347-0074 or at collinseq@yahoo.com. You can visit their website at collinseq.com as well. Contact
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go.
Oh, well, see ya.
Hurry up! You've got 5 minutes. We're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl!
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Got a score 2 on the south end zone. What's the score down? 0? 4? All right, the juniors win and go on to the next round. Now it's seniors versus sophomores. They start kicking.
On the Go Catering proudly supports Weibo Athletics. Based right here in Boone County, On the Go Catering can handle all of your catering needs, big or small. Beautiful charcuterie trays and grazing tables offer your guests a dazzling display of fresh food items. On the Go offers a variety of menus for corporate events and outings. On the Go can handle your important wedding day meal and appetizers, as well as rehearsal dinners and showers. For a unique guest experience, On the Go also offers 2 food trucks with custom menus. Did you know On the Go also does live grilling events? We bring the grill to you. Boxed lunches, taco tables, barbecue pork, brisket, and more. Give us a call for all your catering needs at 765-577-1589. That's 765-577-1589.
Sophomores have 5, seniors have 6. Seniors move on to the next round.
IGH Steel is a local family-owned company that provides all of your metal cutting, powder coating, fabricating, and even all your welding needs. IGH Steel has been serving Central Indiana since 2009. Give Scott, Penny, John, and Jim Nyrider a call at 765-482-7534. That's IGH Steel.
WBTV would like to give a special thanks to Nick Throkeld for being a longtime sponsor of the Western Boone Radio TV class. And just like Nick's dedication to Western Boone, he's dedicated to making sure all your insurance needs are taken care of. Give Nick a call at Ellinger Riggs Insurance for all your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. That's Ellinger Riggs Insurance at 765-790-4365.
Thanks to JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations for making this broadcast possible. Our friends at JL Hardwood and Flooring Restorations do custom inlays, refinishing, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring. Give Jesse and Kristen a call at 765-894-5978 or check them out on Facebook. That's JL Hardwood.
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sophomores got 0, and the juniors win with 5.
Welcome to the Wash and Dry North. Between our standard size top load washing machines and our large capacity washers, we have the capability to wash up to 79 loads of laundry at one time. I hope you never find yourself in the situation needing to wash 79 loads at once, but if you do, the Wash and Dry North has you covered. Our laundromats are cleaned daily, and all of our machines are sanitized daily. We have 2 locations in Lebanon, the Wash and Dry North, located at 2216 North Lebanon Street in the Northfield Shopping Center around the corner from the BMV, and the Indy Avenue Wash and Dry, located at 522 Indianapolis Avenue. The Wash and Dry North and the Indy Avenue Wash and Dry are open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. 365 days a year. Both of our laundromats are locally owned and operated. We are supporters of the Western Boone Stars. Good luck, Stars.
And we are back with the second half of play for the Western Boone Stars versus the Southmont Mounties. Stars went up big in the first quarter, 22-0. Had a touchdown, with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Mounties defense was holding up for a little bit, and then quarterback for the Mounties, Tolliver, threw a pick six to Levi Atkins with under a minute to go in the first half, and the Stars up 36-0. Go ahead into the second half. I mean, just great ball from the Stars.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Kind of like we stated earlier in the first half as well, everything's just going right for the Stars here tonight. I mean, as you can tell by the score, 36-0 going into before the second half even starts, and the Stars looking to continue to build off of that momentum they had in the first half to hopefully keep scoring here and to just keep having themselves a heck of a game.
And it's not like the Mounties have been playing bad. I mean, they've been playing good ball, better than I could out there. I mean,
real.
This is a tough Western Boone team. I mean, 5th and 2A. I mean, it's hard to play against teams like that, especially going into the game. You know they're first in conference. You know they're 5th ranked in 2A. It's going to be a hard game heading in. And, I mean, they had to think about that all week. I mean, and even with the score, I mean, it's been a good game. I mean, I loved calling it. And, I mean, the Mounties have not played bad ball here. I mean, they've had a couple great plays from offense and defense. So, I mean, 36-0, I wouldn't necessarily count them out yet. I mean, they could come back, make the score even or even more respectable. Like, you never know. It's high school football. It's unpredictable.
I agree. I mean, kind of like how I said earlier, right before the end of the first half, don't count the Mounties out just yet. Nothing's impossible. There's always a comeback possible, or to at least make this a better game for the Mounties themselves. And then kind of building off of what Carson said with the Stars being 5th in 2A and the best in the conference, with beating teams like Tri-West so far this season and all that. I mean, you also have to remember that this is the Stars' homecoming game tonight. So they came in here with their heads high, looking to not just win, but to have a dominant win to put a show on for the fans.
As we were talking, big play by the defense there. Xander Bean is throwing Stadler to the ground, really just showing how dominant he really is. I mean, that is just a great play, and that was great to watch from our end, from Xander Venus. I mean, he's a great football player. End of the story, he's a great football player.
Yeah, he's a beast. It's hard to slow someone that size down and someone who's that strong. I mean, as only a sophomore, I believe, he's dominant on that football field already so much.
I mean, yeah, and we really heard his name more every single week. Like we've started to notice him more and more and more every week, and seeing how good he's gotten, and he's really progressed throughout the year.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that the Stars will really look forward to using as the years go. As I said, he's only a sophomore, so he still has 2 more years to not only keep playing, but to continue to become a better player and even more dominant.
After that good play from the defense, going to make it 2nd and 15, and it's going to be intercepted on the play by Dylan Sheets. After scoring the first touchdown of the game, first play of the game, he comes out with an interception. I mean, it was 2nd and 15. You almost had to throw it there. You got to get the first down marker. And it was just a risky throw and risky situation, and Stars were able to come down with it. I mean, he was looking for number 11, C.J. Nugent, and Dylan Chiefs was able just to come down with it. I mean, that was just a good play by him.
Like Carson said, the quarterback there looking for C.J. Nugent, and it was just kind of a rough pass there. It kind of went straight to Sheets there. Sheets getting some action in this game once again after scoring very first play in the game for the Stars. Now with this, the interception, giving the Stars good field position and the ball back to hopefully try and score again here.
After that interception, Brandon Potter has a good run for about 9 yards, making it 2nd and short. And we haven't really seen much of him running tonight. It's really been in the air to Marcus Fortner. I mean, we've seen it all game. He has 3 touchdowns, and he has to be close to almost 100 yards. I mean, that's been his main target. It's been the air game for the Stars offense, and we see a run there from Brandon Potter. And Mounties are calling it their ball. And it is. It's going to be Mounty's ball. It looks like a fumble there. Not sure what was going on.
Mounty's there gaining some momentum finally with that fumble from Mason Amick, I believe. And Mounty's being the one to get on top of the ball and recover it there, giving them the ball back here after a interception by Sheets on the defensive side for the Stars. Mounty's looking to hopefully finally get a good offense going and to get in the end zone here.
I mean, after throwing an interception, they get the ball back immediately around the same spot where they were, and they hand it off to Stadler, and he has a good run, getting a couple there and making it about 2nd and 7, I believe.
Stadler there doing a good job taking the handoff up the middle and pushing for a few yards there for the Mounties, making it 2nd and 6 and getting them closer and closer to the end zone to hopefully end up with some points on the board here in this third quarter.
I mean, as you think, it's half. I mean, it's second half. They got to score on this drive. Even to make the score more closer, but if they still want a chance in this game, this is an important drive right here. Their second drive of the half, I mean, they got to score some points here, either if it's a touchdown or a field goal.
I agree. If the Mounties want to have any chance of trying to maybe possibly pull away with a win here, a comeback win, or at least make the score closer, they need to get some points on the board in this quarter. As once you enter that fourth quarter with the Stars, it starts to get really rough as they make sure to shut everything down.
It's going to be 3rd and short for Stadler. He goes head first and makes it a first down.
Mounties doing a good job there getting the first down with Stadler pushing upfield there up the middle for 1 and helping the Mounties reset on downs here, hopefully to get in the end zone as they're really pushing here.
Yeah, Stadler after getting that first down, they get the ball around the 41-yard line. They're going to motion over a wide receiver, and they're going to toss it to him. He's going to bobble it. Quarterback Tolliver throws it back, and it bounces right after his hand. He's lucky he recovered it because there's a couple Stars defenders right there.
Nugent there, the intended player for the pitch there, ended up bobbling it and dropping it, jumped back up on it there before the Stars could get to the ball. Now the Mounties are back on 2nd and 15 here.
I mean, another situation we saw earlier, 2nd and 15, but he is going to take it himself this time, getting to around the 39-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and it's going to be like 3rd and long. Looks like maybe 38, 39. I mean, this is another big 3rd down conversion. I mean, they've had a couple already this game, maybe not capitalizing on it, but I mean, this one's more important than the last. I mean, you're in the 3rd quarter, already halfway through the 3rd quarter. I mean, you got to do something here.
I agree, and I mean, for the Mounties, this is probably the most important drive of the night for them. Is they really need to try and get on the board here and to get the first down here, and it looks like they're going to do so, and maybe even get in the end zone here. 7 there, Avery Stadler doing a real good job finding open field, allowing to get the first down for the Mounties, and almost getting in the end zone there, but pushing themselves really close here to the end zone. And so far here, looking like they might get in the end zone finally.
I mean, taking a look at this replay, it was just a great run by Stadler. He was able to find a gap there, break a couple tackles, get to the sideline, and just make a run up the sideline and get close to the end zone. And it looks like they're about on the 8-yard line, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
Really good run overall there from Stadler, putting the Mounties in real good field position here to score.
And they are going to hand it off. That's number 32, Micah Kiger. And, I mean, he's usually a defensive player, too. I've stated that before, and he gets a carry tonight.
Mounties finding a way to get other players involved in the game here tonight. Is Stadler's kind of been their main guy here, and he's been able to get yards, as just shown there. But you need to be able to rely on more than just one player. Is once they start to slow him down, you're going to have troubles getting something started.
I mean, in down 36-0, maybe you just accepted defeat and are trying new things now, looking forward for next week. I mean, this is a tough team, and you knew this was going to be you were going to learn from this game. And, I mean, and they definitely are. Even with the score being 36-0, they are coming away from this game with more knowledge and more ball skill than they had before. I mean, you learn something every week. And this team, they were good in sectionals last year, and you never know. They could make another run like they did.
I totally agree there. I mean, Mounties last year when they played us, it was similar to this where it was kind of a big score difference, but then they had themselves a really good postseason, making it all the way to semi-state, and the Stars falling the first round of sectionals last year as well.
And he's going to keep it himself, getting closer and closer to the end zone, and he's going to bring up 4th and goal, and they're this close. I'm guessing they might as well go for it. There's no reason kicking a field goal. Try to get the touchdown, make it a closer game.
I'd go for it here. I mean, you know you have a running back who can push up the middle if you need to, or even go to the outside with him. As Stather's a really reliable guy and athletic guy, as shown earlier in plays. And if I was the Mounties, I would say, yeah, let's go for it. You got 2 minutes left here in this third quarter. You're trying to get on the board. You'd like to get 6 or 7 points up there, and this is the time to do that, whether it works out or not for you.
Tolliver under center. He's going to pitch it off to number 23, Cale Chad, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Mounties.
And as I said there, I mean, smart decision by the Mounties there, going for it. Ended up going with the pitch to the outside, and it ended up working real well for them. Finally got some points up here on the board, making it 36-6, hopefully 36-7 with the PAT or 2-point conversion, whatever they decide to do here. And hopefully the Mounties can finally start to gain some momentum here to make this a closer game for them.
And, I mean, that was really the first time we've seen Chad all game. And I talked about pregame. He's up there with Stagger, too. I mean, he's been a good, reliable person to hand the ball up to. And, I mean, he has – he has 344 yards on the season and 2 touchdowns. And he's also been a receiving threat, too, with 125 yards in the air and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, I'm glad we're seeing a little bit of him tonight.
Mounties here with a false start on the 2-point conversion, pushing themselves back a little bit farther from the end zone before attempting the 2-point. They will, I believe, still be going for the 2-point here.
I mean, clock is running. It's a running clock now. I mean, under 40 seconds. They're going for the 2 points to make this 36-8. He's going to get it out fast. Going to bounce off the hands of Gunner's Shirk. And it is not going to be good for the 2 points, and the score is going to stay at 6 for the Mounties.
Mounties finally getting something going there on the offensive side of the ball with Avery Stadler with a real big run to set them up for the touchdown. And then number 23, Cale Chad, ended up being the one to get in the end zone for the Mounties, making this game now 36-6. Mounties hoping to build off that momentum there that they just gained to hopefully get on the board some more here before the end of this game here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 36-6, you got 30 seconds left in the third quarter. I mean, this has been a quick third quarter for us.
I agree. I mean, this third quarter's kind of flown by. It hasn't really felt like a quarter of a football game, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize there was only 30 seconds left till just now. But that just means it's a fun game, and it has been all night so far.
I mean, yeah, not just a fun game, but a great pregame show, too. If you guys saw earlier, we interviewed a lot of people and a lot of great people who've been through the program, like Troy Martin. He has a lot of the receiving records for the Stars. And, I mean, we brought in legendary coaches like Jeff Pearson, and we also brought in the ISSA commissioner, Mr. Neidig, and he was just a wonderful guy. I really liked talking to him, and me personally, I learned a lot from him. And he played basketball in college, and in person, he was really, really tall. He was like 6'7". I mean, you could tell he played basketball.
Yeah, you could tell he was a basketball player, and kind of like Carson said, it was really incredible talking to the commissioner. He's a really wise guy, and he really gave us some good information and for some things for us to learn off of in the future for our broadcasting and just for when we move on to our adulthood later on in life as well.
Yeah, he was just a really great guy. He talked to us a little after we interviewed him, too. And, I mean, it was just an honor interviewing him. I mean, that's like once in a lifetime thing. You're interviewing the ISSA commissioner of Indiana. I mean, that's a pretty big thing. And the third quarter will come to an end. Stars will start the fourth quarter with the ball up 36-6, and we'll be back after this break.
This is Darnell Jones, cornerback for the Western Boone Stars. I am proud to be part of the Dover Christian Church, and I invite you to be part of our family. Worship is every Sunday at 10:15 with the kids ministry available through the 6th grade. Check out our website at dovercentral.org or by liking them on Facebook. Dover Christian Church is located at the intersection of State Roads 32 and 75 across Webo.
Smith Tees is the official shirt provider for WBTV Sports and all things Western Boone. Just like the Stars are committed to excellence on the field, Willie Smith at Smith Tees is committed to finding the right look for your team, group, or event. Give Willie a call at 765-894-1308 to get started.
Hello, I'm linebacker Kanan Bruins, out to thank Western Boone Youth Football for sponsoring WBTV Sports. Western Boone Youth Football building tomorrow's state.
Some more football here with Western Boone Stars going against the Mounties. Stars start off with the ball in the fourth quarter, and they're going to hand it off immediately to Nathan Thompson. And it looks like in the fourth quarter, they're going to have the JV playing.
Stars putting in some JV guys here is Thompson, a freshman for the Stars, taking the handoff there and gaining 3 yards there. So a good little gain there for the freshie.
Yeah, I mean, it's important putting in the JV in these type of games when, like, this scores like this to give them more experience and so they can be good later on in a couple years. They're going to hand it off immediately up the middle, and their flags are going to be thrown. That was number 41, Lucas Shirley, freshman for the Stars, and we'll see what this flag is.
Kind of going off what Carson said just a few minutes ago, it is really good for the Stars to be able to get their JV players here in this varsity game. It really gives them a feeling for what it's like to be under the lights here in a varsity game. So when they have to step up and be those starters, that they know what it's like, so they don't freak out or have any crazy nerves going on.
Yeah. And that flag was on the Mounties, and it's going to give the Stars a first down. As they put in the JV, quarterback Brendan Cabriva comes in for Brandon Potter for this fourth quarter of play. He's going to take it himself. He's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete to the receiver, Nathan Thompson, once again, who had that rush earlier.
Stars offense here with a bit of a slow start. As we stated earlier, this is the JV offense, I believe. So they have to be able to get comfortable here with, I believe it's still the Mounties' starting defense. So, I mean, if they can get something started here against the varsity defense, it's a really good hindsight for the future and just for the JV team as an overall.
And, I mean, we saw this a couple weeks ago with North Montgomery, too. They were up big in the fourth quarter, and they started putting in their JV, but also so did North Montgomery, too, and they're able to get some guys in there to learn what it'd be like to be underneath the lights on Friday night. And that was Roland Shue with the carry. Not getting much there. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Stars.
Stars offense here on 3rd down, looking to convert and get the first down here to get a restart on the downs.
Brendan's going to keep it himself, going up the sideline, close to the first down marker. About 2 or 3 yards to go to make it a first down. But they're going to come up short, and it looks like they are going to get the punt team onto the field.
Capriva there faking the handoff, keeping the ball himself, running upfield there along the outside, gaining a few yards for the Stars. Ended up being short of the first down, making it 4th and 3 here as the punt team comes out.
And while the Stars punted away, let's take a look at some of the scores around the conference. I mean, you have Danville winning 52-0 over Frankfort. Then you have Tri-West beating North Montgomery 63-0. And then this game, of course, 36-6. And then Lebanon versus Crawfordsville, there's still no score for that. So we'll see what that score is. Maybe it will be in towards the end of the game.
So far, it sounds like a lot of the games around the conference here tonight have been kind of blowouts for the most part, with Tri-West being up 63-0, Danville being up 52-0, and then the Stars themselves being up 36-6 here, and the Mounties just now scoring late in the third. So all around, all these games have been not very close for the most part.
I mean, yeah, may not be close, but this one, it still have been good to watch. I like watching football no matter what, even if it's a blowout, if it's close, if it goes to overtime, or if it's not close at all. I just like watching football, and I enjoy watching the Mounties offense and defense. Like, even though maybe I've not been the best this game, but I still love to watch them, especially Avery Stadler. He's a great guy, great football player. I mean, and his stats prove it, and he's just a great running back for the Mounties.
I agree. I mean, he's done a lot here tonight for the Mounties, and he's kept his head high, and he's kept pushing all game. Like, a lot of guys, they might give up when they see that score at 36-0, 36-6, but Stadler just keeps pushing and keeps trying to make something happen here for the Mounties tonight.
So they did punt it away, but it looks like it hits one of the Mounties, and the Stars are trying to get the ball again in the Mounties territory. Run there by Lucas Shirley again. We saw him have one carry last drive, and he's going to get good yardage, making it 2nd and 3. And we got 6 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Mounties defense here looking to slow down the Stars offense and hopefully to keep them out of the end zone from scoring again before this game, before they try to make it 42-6 here or more.
Going to high snap, and he's going to be stopped immediately. That was number 21. That was number 21, Hunter, and that was just a good play by him. And we can take a look at that replay.
Hunter Alessi there doing a good job meeting the Stars runner there, number 18, Brennan Capriva, not allowing for him to get anything going there, and not allowing him to convert or get in the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Stars. Capriva under center, going to hand it off. Good yards there. It's going to be close to the first down marker. That run was by Roland Shue, and he's going to bring up 4th and short, and I'm guessing they're going for it. I mean, 4th and inches, I mean, you almost have to.
Roland Shue there with a good run up the middle, getting 2 yards for the Stars, making it 4th and 1 here. And I believe that the Stars will be going for it here, and I don't blame them, as you only got 1 yard to go, and you might as well have some fun with it.
I mean, and also, it's Coach Belly. He goes for it almost every single time on 4th down. Maybe not as much this game, but as we've seen in games past, like 4th and 4, 4th and 3, even in big games versus like Tri-West, the Stars have done that, and it's worked out for him. And it is going to be very close on this one. Looked like he was going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to leap forward and maybe get the first down. Refs are talking about it, and they did not. Looked like his knees were down behind the line of scrimmage. Almost looked like a first down from here. Him leaping forward, showing that effort, getting close to that first down marker, but he did come up short.
Roland Shue there really pushing to try and get the first down. Ended up coming short there, but good effort overall there by Shue. Mounties offense now coming out here, trying to hopefully get something going once again on this drive as they did last, trying to end up in the end zone once again to pull this close, a little bit closer than it is now.
And Tolliver will stay in for the Mounties. He's going to take it himself. He's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That was number 72, Levi Braden, for the Stars for a TFL there.
Levi Hayden there with a good play, meeting the quarterback in the backfield, not allowing him to gain anything, and actually tackling him for a loss there and pushing the Mounties back even farther here on this drive as this clock winds down.
2nd and 12 for the Mounties. They're going to hand it off. Going to get a couple yards there. That was number 22, Logan Harden, and that's really the first time we've seen him tonight also. Harden has 111 yards on the season and a touchdown, and it looks like they're going to keep it with him this drive, probably leaving Stadler out, which he's probably one of their better players on this offense. And with 2 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, down this big, you don't want him to get hurt. You don't want to risk that this close to sectionals.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you don't want anything to happen to a starter like Tolliver, as he's just one of your best players and one of those guys who just never gives up, and you'll really need him when you go into sectionals where it really matters for the wins and losses.
Yeah, Tolliver with that quick pitch there, able to get the first down. Nugent able to get towards the close hash there, going up the sideline, using his speed, and able to get past the first down marker.
A minute and 53 here remaining in this fourth quarter. Mounties hoping to maybe get in the end zone one last time as this clock winds down. Stars defense looking to not allow anything to happen for the Mounties and to keep the score the same as it is now.
I mean, yeah, and the Stars do have their JV defense in, and maybe stopping this Mounties offense will give them a boost in morale. Being on JV and playing underneath the lights in a varsity game, I mean, that has to feel good.
Mounties pushing upfield still, even with this clock winding down as much as it is. And a big run there by number 23, Cale Chad, doing a good job getting the first down for the Stars. And a pretty big gain there for the Mounties, and a big gain there for them.
Yeah, I'm glad we've been seeing him more and more into the second half. He had that touchdown for the Mounties, and then he had that good run there. Under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Stars up 36-6. The Mounties going to hand it off again. Tackle made by number 12, Cooper Ford.
The run there being completely stuffed right away. Stars defense doing a good job not allowing for anything to be created there, not allowing them to gain any more than a yard there.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 9. Under 30 seconds to go now. And that's a flag there. Encroachment on number 72, Levi Hayden. Is going to push the Stars up more, but clock is still running. Under 10 seconds to go. They may be able to get one more off, but I'm not sure.
This is where you just huck it downfield.
Hope for the best.
Be like, Hail Mary. Oh, nope, we're not doing that.
They're going to go up the left sideline, getting good yardage.
He's pushing.
There. And I mean, great play there to end the game.
Great last effort there by the Mounties.
That was Caleb Howard, or excuse me, that was Hunter Elizy for the Mounties, and great game from both teams. Stars did come out with a win, winning 36-0.
Big homecoming win there tonight for the Stars.
Yeah, just great game. I really enjoyed watching this. The Stars move to 7-0, and hopefully they get higher into the rankings, as they did drop down one after winning against Frankfurt, which is kind of weird, but they still are ranked 5th. Mounties go to 3-4 on the season, and the Mounties stay home next week and play the Lebanon Tigers, and the Stars also stay home and face the tough Danville team. And that game will most likely decide who wins conference, and I cannot wait to call that game with Trey.
That'll be an exciting one.
It'll be a great game to watch. It'll be like the Tri-West game. And also, I want to thank everyone for tonight who's helped with the pregame show and the broadcast. I mean, we spent days getting the stuff out. We got the desk out on Thursday, left it here overnight, and then we brought everything else out today, and it just took a lot of effort. We have a lot of people in our program helping out, and I'm glad they did. And it's been a historic night for WPTV Sports. First time we've ever done anything like this. First time we've done really a pregame show, and I mean, cool enough. We brought the anchor desk out. I mean, that's all you got to say.
Yeah, spectacular night for the two of us and for the whole crew. This is just one of those things you don't get to do a lot, and it's just something that's really fun for us to do.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone loves it. Everyone was talking about it during school today. I got a lot of good looks from teachers and students and saying how excited they were for tonight's broadcast. And also, I want to thank you guys for listening every week, even if it's good or bad, and believing in Trey and I. We really appreciate it, and we love to do this. And I hope everyone drives home safe, and I hope the players get home safe. And I wish both teams best of luck for the rest of the season. I'm Carson Duvall.
And I'm Trey Fuston.
And we'll be back with more next week. This is WBTV Sports.